My name is Paul Fu. I'm a sales coach here from Nigeria, Africa. So my question here is this. How do you increase your conversion rate for a product or a service that you're selling when you're doing Instagram Live? Because from the last one that I did, I had 62 viewers and 4 people bought my service. That's a 6.5 or 6.7 conversion rate. So I'm thinking, how do I scale that? How do I increase that? Thank you very much. Boom.
Hey, what's up, Paul? First of all, I love this question. How do you increase your sales, your conversions on platforms like Instagram Live? Well, the first thing I would say is you want to think about the platform itself and to test utilizing it on a different platform. Now, when it comes to sales, when it comes to making an offer, when it comes to training, Instagram may not necessarily be the best platform to close sales. Now, here's why. Number one, it's because that post, that training, that Facebook, or rather that live video that you did is not going to be permanent, unlike Facebook. So number one would be to test out a different platform. Because when you're posting and doing that live video on Instagram, it could convert really well, but then there's no scalability and it might not necessarily be evergreen. So what if you could take that training, that presentation, and utilize it on a platform, say Facebook, did a live there instead. However, here's the differentiator. The differentiator is after you did that training, you could also run it as an ad to people who might be interested in the topic that you just covered. So what if after creating that pitch, that presentation, and you ran that as an ad to people on Facebook based on their interest type, based on the pages they follow, based on the books they read, to people who might be interested in that topic. So now there's scalability and it doesn't just vanish after doing it once on Instagram Live. So that's number one. Think about the choice of platform and think about whether you want to utilize it in different platforms. Number two is demonstration. So I always believe what makes a great pitch is if I can demonstrate that I can help my audience by actually helping them. So when it comes to sales, what if you could take different people and have them on as guests or students that's part of your coaching and put them on hot seats? And what if you could create different snippets where they could come on and you take guests on the show? So it could be Instagram Live and you accept them on the show. And the theme is just an objection handling exercise, where people could come on and they would give you and feed you their number one objection. And in real time, under fire, you would be answering their objection. Now guess what's going to happen? Number one, you're actually helping them. But number two, you're demonstrating that you can help them by actually helping them. So that's the second thing. The second thing would be to increase your conversions and to keep it fresh so that you constantly can create content, to have people coming in, asking their questions like what I'm doing in this video right now. Why? Because one of the best ways to close people is by showing that you can help them by actually helping them. And then number three is by taking that presentation and doing that in a more structured pitch through a webinar. So this could be like doing on Zoom, on every webinar, so that the people that actually present, or rather listening to you presenting, is actually primed for learning. The reason why even Facebook and Instagram may not be necessarily ideal for any type of sales or closing a presentation is because it's still a pattern interrupt. People are still doing this, scrolling, and then you happen to be going on live, they're distracted, they might have 7 tabs open, they've got kids running around in the background, and it may not necessarily be ideal for you to sell and offer something. And the fact that you got those numbers, that's actually amazing. But what if you could now turn things around and, being a sales trainer, you got people to turn up for this live training instead. So now you utilize Facebook and Instagram as a method to deliver value, and you're sending the people that's watching your Facebook and Instagram content to a more structured presentation. So this could be on every webinar jam, on a Zoom call, where they actually showed up to learn those few things, those few techniques, those few secrets, those few steps when it comes to sales, presentation, and closing. Now that way, when you make an offer at the end, guess what? When they show up, they actually showed up not because it was a pattern interrupt, but rather because there was the intent of wanting to learn and discover something. And you're going to realize that your conversion rates are actually going to be a whole lot higher because of that. Okay, so try out those 3 things and let me know how it goes.